Hello, Awesomers. Your old pal, Steve Simonson, coming to you once again with another Awesomers podcast episode. Now, we're today beginning a series that is intended to be kind of my gift to you. It's holiday season, and whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or any other holiday celebration you may have, and whether it's timed based on the actual timing or sometime later in the year that you're listening in the future, just know that this is my attempt to be thoughtful and give a gift to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share basically the first 31 lessons about how we would train executives in our company. So we when we think of leadership training or executive training, we tend to think only of ourselves. And I'm in this proverbial I'm using entrepreneurs. And we think, well, what training do we need, and how do we get better? And I think that's really great. I'm a learner, and I like to continue to improve not just myself, but my skills and my knowledge as I go. Fundamentally, I think that's a positive thing. But I don't want the strength of your people to be ignored. I don't want you to think about your people last. I actually want you to think about your people first. The key, or one of the keys, to being able to have somebody else running your business and that you're able to step back from day-to-day operations and allow them to run the business is having the competency and the skills and the shared vision and so forth. And so this is kind of a little tiny Scooby snack of how we're going to do that. Now, this series is going to tend to be, it's a mini series called Founder Foundations. And it's going to tend to be shorter episodes, all directed towards a specific point of learning. Today's point, by the way, is point of introduction. So I'm going to give you just basic philosophical overviews or touchstones that we think are important and why we think they're important to a lesser extent. For those who wish to know more about this, we'll share more in depth later. But this is just meant to be like a primer. So first of all, the philosophy of a founder being the foundation of a business is really to share that you're the vision holder. You've created the vision, and now you need to be able to kind of articulate the vision and then share that vision with the team, not just the team, the leadership team in particular. Now, I'm not going to go into every detail of every possible team orchestration there is out there, right? You may have, some VAs, you may have a giant team, you may have no team. I'm going to just assume that you will find how these lessons fit with you, regardless of your size, regardless of your process. And I'll be honest with you, they do, in fact, apply to basically every business, because we're going to talk about, how all of it ties together as a system for management, as a system for bringing up leaders in your company. And developing executives is your clearest route to your own kind of freedom. And maybe in a more nuanced way, it's your road to sanity. If you try to carry all of this weight on your own, it is very frustrating. And too many times I've seen entrepreneurs resist, and they're like, no, I'm the only one. I'm the only one. And I know why we feel like that. I have felt like that. So I'm not criticizing it, but I am saying you're wrong, and you're wrong for feeling that way. No, I actually don't mean that. What I mean is it's okay to feel that way. That's normal. But more importantly, we need to shift past that feeling and get on with the real effect of having good leadership. I often use the example of a company like Apple, not because I've built a, multi-trillion-dollar valuation company, or even a, company of such human impact. Like every human on the planet knows Apple, and many, some number of those, 25% probably have had an Apple product. I only use it because everybody knows the reference. And whether you think of it as Apple or Facebook or Google, any of these large companies, Microsoft, you pick your own giant company, they have levels of leadership that are keeping the ball going. It's not just the founder. The founder articulates the vision, and then they hand off to the team. That's the point of what we're trying to do. So in the foundations, the founder foundations, as we like to call this mini series, you're going to figure out, why we want to focus on systemic thinking, and even why find your why. I know I've covered that more than once, but it's an important conversation to just talk about it. Also focusing on the business's strategic objective, why your company origin story matters. And I did a recent longer form episode on that will highlight some of the important points. We'll even talk about key performance indicators and why do KPIs matter and why not getting overwhelmed by them matter. We'll get into key frustrations. Why in the world are you letting things that you can't control frustrate you? Let's get real. And on and on and on. So these are partially for you to be able to learn, but also for your team, right? And that's an important function in any business, is having that leadership team brought up to the highest possible level. Believe me, the investment you make in that team will be the investment that pays the highest dividends, far beyond any, kind of advertising campaign or retirement plan. Your team is really where I would apply a lot of energy and a lot of your time and investment. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's Founder Foundations, and it's 31 days. We're going to give value and talk about how this can help you and your business. Today's just day one, little overview. Tomorrow, we're going to get down to more. Thanks, everybody. I hope to see you on this journey. And don't forget, subscribe, share, click notifications, tell your friends, your family. Listen, just tell everybody. Let's get this going. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.